Welcome to another soulful edition of Marquee Backstage All-Access. I'm your host, Julie Milam. As always, we're going to dive deep into the lives and music of our guests, and we'll share 5 full-length song performances, all of which were recorded at Thunder Sound Studios. Today, we're getting up close and personal with some of the most insanely talented artists on the planet. We're going to show you how their gospel backgrounds blend with powerful vocals, rockin' guitar, and even mandolin and dobro to bring you the best Southern rock Americana music you've ever heard. Let's kick things off with Heading Out West. Here's Van Winkle and the Spirits. Sitting down with Jonathan, David, Jennifer, Linnaeus, and Dave, we learned how this magical medley came to be and what it is about Van Winkle and the Spirits that makes this collaboration different from any group they've played with before. And after that, you'll be moving to the music when you hear them perform down the road. So take us back to the beginning. Where did Van Winkle and the Spirits get its start?
I got a phone call from Dave. That's him. Putting something together, and he called, and he was like, Jonathan, we'd been playing in the same circles. He said, why don't you come sit in with me and this other dude, and we'll just play a little bit and see what goes on. And I said, you got it, man. So I go to his place of business. We're sitting there, and he's like, all right, so I've got this written up, blah blah, and he had this bass line. He started playing this do 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 do, and he handed me these lyrics, and I was like, I've been creeping round your door so many nights, my feet got sore. I've been creeping round your door, oh no. And I stopped and I looked at him and I was like, is that good? Is that what you want? He's like, yeah, we
yeah, that sounded okay, but can we do it again?
Yeah. So, and we stayed there for a couple hours playing, and there you go. I guess he liked what he heard, and we kind of.
So when you left, how did you leave it, Dave?
Well, we knew each other from the Bowling Green music circles, and you know who's quality, you know who's not, you know who you want on your team, you know who you don't. So that was an easy phone call to make to Jonathan, as far as creating new music moving forward. And then we just from there on we just had to put the pieces into place.
So how did the pieces come together?
I guess the next step was, we went through some of our list of friends and musicians that we admired and that we respected. And at the top of the list was David Erickson, the turtle stealing, guitar picking, Americana hero.
Okay.
The one and only.
I think turtle stealing was made for a better TV show.
It did, actually.
So I remember Dave reached out to me and he said, hey man, I got a couple guys and we're just making up some music and I want to know if you want to come play with us, see what happens. It's like, cool, what are you thinking? You want acoustic, you want electric? He's like, dude, this is wide open, just bring your talent. And so to me, that was cool. I played in bands where like, we want you to do this right here and this only. And so he says, just come on, bring what you got, and let's make some music up. And so whenever I, joined them, that was the cool thing, is it was opening up, everybody's creativity in the band.
Which is still that way. And we had talked about that. Everybody has different things that they bring to the band, and nobody, it's like you have an idea, or let's do this. Well, what about this? And you're not pigeonholed to do one thing. And bring what you have, and we'll go. Let's do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of creative freedom, and I think you hit it on the head when you just said musicians you respect.
Absolutely.
Because you do say that out of respect. You know what? I hear your idea. Let's give it a shot. And I love that about you guys.
That's it. That's one of the determining factors for us early on is we wanted to surround ourselves with our kind of people that don't have the egos. That way we can freely express ourselves through Jonathan's melodies, through David's rhythm patterns. We're blessed. I'm blessed to just be sitting between these two premier musicians, and I mean that in a way that it just wow.
Are you blowing kisses over there?
No.
Then
all I need's a hug, though.
Yeah. We got David come along, and then I just get phone calls like, "Hey, we're doing this, and we've got this person showing up," and of course I get in there and they'll start playing, i.e. Linnaeus and Jennifer, and we need them.
Come on.
we need that right there. And I don't know. But here you have us, and we're excited.
Oh, we are super excited. I want to hear from you guys.
I guess next step is you, lady.
Right.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I got an email from this guy a couple years ago. Said, here, I'm going to send you some tracks. See what you think. If you're interested, let me know. I was like, all right. It's from David. Who knows? Okay. I like it. I like the feel. I like the music. I like that it's original. I like that it's rootsy because that's where I come from. I come from a bluegrass acoustic world, so this was a totally different step for me.
Right.
And I loved it because I love a challenge. I love the adventure. I love trying something different that I've never done before. Mm-hmm. And I've never really played Americana and that kind of music. More of the bluegrass, kind of what, he's been mentioning before. And I thought, why not?
Yeah.
And I went for it, and I've had a blast.
I'll tell you the great thing about Jen whenever she came with us is we always thought that our sound would be really good with the slide guitar. Mm-hmm. And she played with us that first time, and it was like, yeah, that's it.
Magic.
Yep.
Every time she picks up an instrument, it's magic.
Yes.
Except the ukulele.
Whatever.
And
It's
that
the
gets
fiddle.
us to.
Ooh.
The fiddle.
And then to me, I'm that hitchhiker that they just happen and it's like, hey, you look like a good player, and let's try you out, and it just happened to work. But David and I were trying to grow a business, and just talking, and he was like, hey, I got this band that our drummer went on to Nashville, and we need somebody to kind of fill in. So I was like, okay, I'll go fill in, and hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much, because I'm a traditional gospel player, funk R&B player, and tend to play a little loud a couple times, but I try to.
You bring the soul, baby. You bring the
Absolutely.
soul.
But I immediately got in with these guys and played, and we had one practice together, and it was just that aha moment. Like, yeah, that's the missing piece of the puzzle right there. And like Jonathan said, we're all like different genres, different styles, different ideas that come together in this one big melting pot that makes up Van Winkle. And I'm just excited and happy to be a part of this.
And on our album, he plays the keys. Mm-hmm. And gospel, I grew up singing Southern gospel. Uh-huh. Gospel, R&B, bluegrass, rock, country, and, we come together. But I will say, it was just him and I in the studio, and they recorded it, and it was, man, it took me back to my dad. He got behind there and he was playing, and even just 30 minutes ago over there, he had that look that I would get from behind a microphone from my dad saying, do this, do
Hey,
this.
you're supposed to be singing right now.
Yeah. Or my dad would be like, don't breathe in the mic, stop sniffing in the mic. But that's a moment that I will go back to Linnaeus in the studio and I haven't even told him this. And he was playing, and he would look at me, and it just felt comfortable. Which is why in there, when we just did a song the first time he had ever played it, I said scoot over because that's where I'm at home.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel at home, and when you're comfortable and you really enjoy who you're playing with,
That's when the stuff really
it
starts flowing out.
kind of makes it fun and easy.
It is easy.
Yes.
And we've had that conversation. Is there ever a moment when you guys are playing together, even if you're just writing or rehearsing, where everybody just gets quiet? Like there are no words to describe the feeling, because when you're all together and you're genuinely connected in music, it can overwhelm you.
I've said it before. I don't even know if I've said it to them. There'll be times they're so talented that I can be in the egomaniacal lead singer. I step back and I can watch them do their thing, and that is so much fun to me, which is sometimes why I'll let a song go on a little too long during the break. It's because I'm just enjoying the show. That's when I'll step back, and it's on the stage. I don't know. I enjoy it sometimes a little too long. But
Sometimes not enough.
sometimes I'll cut her off because I'll forget
It's a
where I
happy
am.
medium, Jonathan.
Yeah, I know. But
Jen, you got the look that you give him whenever he cuts him off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, it is a death look. I feel bad for him.
No, I
when it
know.
happens.
Be all right.
Yeah.
Get you calloused over. It'll be all right.
Well, it's awe-inspiring, and we are so excited to share it with you today.
Oh, hey there, friends. It's been a while. Sit right down and tell us all your tale. Heard you ran off back in '83. Ran off with a trembling band. Said, I tell you what, my friend, you should have seen me then. If you ain't never been that free, you're not living. You're not living. Said, we just got one life, you can't waste a single day. Gotta get out and play, you gotta keep going. Said, don't you worry about what you ain't gotta do. There ain't nothing to prove, you gotta keep going. Keep rolling down the road. Oh, down the road. Spent some time out in Hollywood. Met a girl who set my world on fire. Got a place on the mountain top. Finally found what it meant to be high. Said, I'll tell you what, my friend, you should have seen me then. If you ain't never been that free, you're not living. You're not living. Said, we just got one life, you can't waste a single day. You gotta get out and play, you gotta keep going. Said, don't you worry about what you ain't gotta do. There ain't nothing to prove, you gotta keep going. Keep rolling down the road. Gotta keep rolling down that train. Can't get forward by looking back. Don't let dust settle on your shoes. You gotta keep going, keep rolling. Said we just got one life, you can't waste a single day. Gotta get out and play, you gotta keep going. Said, don't you worry about what you ain't gotta do. There ain't nothing to prove, you gotta keep going. Keep rolling down the road. On down the road.
We'd like to give a huge shout out to our friends over at Thunder Sound Studios for letting us film our show from their fully equipped analog and digital recording studio complex in Franklin, Kentucky. For more information about Thunder Sound, please visit thundersound.com or follow them on social media at Thunder Sound Studio. Next, we sit down with the amazing Jennifer Griffith, also known as Dobro Gal. Listen as she tells us how her great-grandmother was instrumental in her early years as a performer and how she has since discovered the healing powers of music. We'll follow that up with a performance of Little Riches by the iconic Van Winkle and the Spirits. Jennifer, music has been a healer throughout your life. Tell us your first memories of music.
First memories of music when I was about 4 years old. My great-grandmother, she lives in Scottsville, Kentucky. My dad still lives there on the farm. Played piano at the church. She always sang just down the road, Holland Baptist. And she would always sit me at the piano with her. She would sing hymns, and she would see me note by note, put my finger on the piano notes, and that's where I started learning piano. And hymns were all I knew for years and years and years. And then I got into 90s country, and Randy Travis rocked my world. And it just grew from there. And at the time, I didn't realize what she was doing, but she was teaching me how music can heal better than any medication that was on earth. And whether that's Christian music, whether it's country music, whether it's Americana, whether it's soul, whether it's blues, whether it's jazz, whether it's rock, it doesn't matter. As long as it speaks to you and you feel something in your gut, that's healing. And as soon as I discovered music, I couldn't stop. And no matter what outlet it was, I knew I had to keep it in my life.
So what was the next step when you decided to play music?
I took piano lessons. That bored me to death because I can read music if I have to. I don't like to. I'd rather play it by ear. That's how I've always been with piano. Then Glory Lane Quartet came along. That was my grandpa's quartet, gospel quartet. Traveled all over this area of the country. So I went with them. I was in churches everywhere. They'd get me up, sing a song, whatnot. Then I took on bass guitar. Then after that, I wanted to learn to play guitar. Then after the guitar, I discovered the dobro. And that's what changed my life, was the dobro.
Which is a very unique instrument.
It is. Not everybody plays it, and there's not a lot of girls that play it, but it's evolving. Thank goodness. I know Oh Brother Where Art Thou was a really, really big staple when it came to bluegrass music and acoustic instruments. I took lessons from the legendary Curtis Birch for a year, and that was by far one of the most amazing years of my life. And I took off with it, and I found an appreciation for bluegrass music because I never had really listened to it growing up until then, and the Americana field, and I absolutely grew a love for it.
And that's not all you play.
No, it's not. I love to play piano. I love to play bass. I love to write music, and when I write, I like to sit down with the guitar. That's my favorite writing instrument, what I like to use. I always just fall back on it for some reason.
So when you decided to become a part of Van Winkle and the Spirits, what energy do you bring to this group?
Sass. No, I'm just kidding.
For sure.
I like to bring a bit of color, something different. You don't hear lap steel on a lot of stuff. It's rare, it's different, and that's what I feel like the group is. The group is very different. It's a lot of different kind of people brought into this one room. And it just makes this cornucopia of sound, and it's really, really cool. You've got to sit, and you've got to listen, and you've got to turn off all distractions. But if you just listen to the words, and you listen to the music, and you listen to all the notes played, it really is a magical sound.
So if you were in the audience at one of your shows, how do you think those fans would describe you?
She plays really loud. Different. I think they would consider me different, but unique in a good way. Because it's not every day you see a girl that can play an instrument, especially a lead instrument. And I am blessed. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I am blessed by God to have such a talent that was given to me that I like to express it in my church. I like to express it to everybody else, to hopefully I can move somebody that is first starting to listen to music and different things. I want people to hear different things and what all is out there.
Experience all of it.
Absolutely.
And the personalities in your group are tremendously different.
Very different. And I love that because if something doesn't jive with A, it's going to jive with B. And we just all take our talents and just conform them to make this one piece of music, and it just works.
It does. It's amazing. So when you describe the music you make to your children, how would you describe it?
Fun, good feeling, storytelling music that you could probably relate to. There's got to be one song on that album that you can relate to, that you've had an experience with, or that you know somebody with, or such and such down the road has something to do with this, or so. It's a story.
So how have you used Van Winkle and the Spirits to heal?
There's a lot of things that people go through in life, whether it be an absence of a family member, whether it be depression and anxiety, whether it be addiction. There is something about music that is healing that medicine can't touch. And I firmly believe that because there are notes that can be played and songs that can come on the radio or a record that I can put on at home that can cause tears to stream down your face. And that is healing. That is letting it out. And that is something that you can't experience from a pill, from a drink, from any other person talking to you. It's a very unique quality that music has. It's a very spiritual connection for me as well.
Is there one specific song that touches you more than any other? Whether it's a Van Winkle song or any other?
There's a song by Elevation Worship called It Is So. And I've learned in my life that no matter what you go through, God will give you the gift and the strength to get through it, because it is so. It is okay. That's healing.
It is exactly as it should be.
Yes.
Thank you. Stay connected with Van Winkle and the Spirits by following them on Facebook at Van Winkle Band and on Instagram at Van Winkle and the Spirits. There you'll find new music, tour dates, and what they're working on next. Follow us as well on all social media platforms to stay up to date on upcoming guests, new episodes, photos, and more at Marquee Backstage. Next, we're joined by lead singer Jonathan Toms. He'll describe what it felt like to hear their music on the radio for the first time, how his students reacted to seeing him sing on TV, and his commitment to giving his best for the band. And to get you on your feet, we have Native Son by our special guest, Van Winkle and the Spirits. Jonathan, you guys just released your first full-length record.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
Oh, a long time in the making. It's something I've personally wanted my whole life. And it was a long, arduous process. But to finally finish a product that you're proud of, and the albums that I listen to, you hit play and you walk away. I always wanted to do an album where I was so proud personally that I could hit play and walk away to the last song. And I'm a little biased, but I'm excited that we have a product that we can hit play and walk away. And I don't know, it's very exciting. Very exciting.
So besides the record coming out, what has been the most exciting element of Van Winkle and the Spirits recently?
Well.
So you got a call from a local celebrity.
Yes.
And said, I want to play your music.
Yes, Hillbilly Jim. Growing up watching him on WWF, tighty whities thinking you're Hulk Hogan and all this stuff. That's a bad visual. Called and he said, I got your CD and it's Thanksgiving weekend and I'm going to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you're going to have all 4 days on Moonshine Matinee on Outlaw Country. Well, I listen to Outlaw Country all the time. So that was like a checkbox moment for me. And the future of us, I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Albeit small for a lot of people. It was major for me and us. And yeah, it was very exciting waking up, having to run and check phones and get in the car to turn it on Outlaw Country. And I'm going, oh my gosh. And my wife starts crying and my kids are making fun of her crying. And it was a big moment for the future of us because you start seeing things that you know in your heart can happen, and it was one.
And do you see the memories that were made because of the day that it happened on?
Yes, because you see the fruits of everything that you've been doing, and going to the studio. Honestly, for me, I've been doing this since I was 9, and all I've wanted is to see my product on the radio, or just to take a picture and say, hey, somebody liked it enough. So, yeah.
Thanksgiving, you got something extra special.
Yes, I did. Yes, a lot of my family did because I was so excited, and it was Thanksgiving break for us, and yeah.
It's a surreal moment.
Yes, it was.
Your career has now taken a turn, that you're not just performing on stage in venues for whoever happens to catch it, but now the record's out. Now you've gotten nationwide exposure on Sirius XM radio. Things are happening as they should, and you guys are really starting to see your music evolve, but your fan base grow.
Well, fan base. Honestly, future speaking, when I got the phone call, I'm not doing this because I have a life, and I love singing, been doing it my whole life, but I dove, cannonball in the deep end of the pool in this one because, I had to step my game up. I'm not singing covers. And I said, if I'm going to do this, I want it to go, and I want it to be it to be something that people like and actually enjoy. And all we want, well, selfishly speaking, all I want is to get in front of as many people as we can and to put it out there, and I will open for anybody and everybody and wherever, and we have a product that we're not ashamed of. And
There is nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, thank you.
You're going to do huge things. So what is this like for your wife and your boys?
Well, my wife, that's all she's ever known me singing. And my boys, they're just, whatever. If we do a festival, that they think that's cool, because they get to go backstage and do, when we do a festival or anything of that nature. Kind of just a moment. I'm a school teacher, special education teacher for 17 years, and we had a spot on television. Well, the classes that I co-teach in broadcast what was being, and it was to come in it was a Friday, and I come in Monday, and one of my students, a special needs student, he come running up to me. He's not verbal a lot. Well, he come running up to me, and I saw you on TV, and that was kind of neat. And in the video that one of the co-teachers I teach with, I could see my youngest in the back, and he was like looking back, smiling. So I don't know, but I'm just dad long-haired dad. So
Do either of your boys want to play music?
they enjoy it. They're eat up with whatever games they play, but I don't know, whatever they want to do. But they love music. My youngest, he started off waking up at 5:30 in the morning playing drums, but now he's more sports, but not as much right now. So
Do you sing in the classroom?
no.
Never?
No, I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm weird. Like, I'm shy when I'm not.
You're shy?
Well, yeah, like, if you ask me to sing, I don't know, but until I start singing in front of a microphone or whatever, if somebody asked me to sing in class, oh my gosh, I'd start sweating, like, no,
No, I could see you singing Amazing Grace to those kids.
Oh my goodness, no, I mean, I would, but then I'd probably break down crying like I did when I was 9.
How cool would that be, though, to have those kids sing with you?
To go back to when we played, I had kids Monday singing the song that we played on TV, then they come running up to me, students that I bought your album, and I downloaded, and I'm thinking, if a kid likes it, maybe I did something right, so.
How does that feel when it comes back to you? From kids that you influence every single day without music?
Oh, the same kids that are influenced by video games and all that stuff. No, if they come up to you, and my students in particular say, I really like that song. Actually, one of my students, and this is no lie, I'm not lying, she cried. They said she was crying while they were showing it on the TV, on the screen. And I don't know. That was kind of sweet, because they were like, so and so was crying while she was watching it. And I said, well, it's because she's a sweetheart.
You touched her.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of cool.
It's definitely cool. So the future for Van Winkle and the Spirits is very bright. How does this group touch you?
Well, when I said I did a cannonball in the deep end, yeah, I'm to be free and at home when I'm singing. It's, again, my idol's my father, and he's, you know, I felt comfortable behind him, and he's, you know, critiqued me and made me who I am, but they make me, it's the same kind of feeling. You want to do good. You don't want to stink. You don't want to definitely go out there and not be able to hit your note and hit a, you know, when they're busting their, you know what. So I'm very fortunate. Looking forward to what we are going to do. I got into this is my 17th year teaching, but I got into this knowing this is something that I can, if somebody gave me a call and said, I want you here, here, and here, and you're doing these dates, or you're going this, yeah, I got it, I'll do it, and we can do it. So
The world is your oyster.
man, well, I'll just take the little small piece right now. So
You can do big things, JT.
well, I hope so.
We're
Just
ready.
Just need that one shot.
Here we go.
I've had to bear. No words for where. Take what's mine and say it's yours. Get ready for this witness curse. Think I'm gone, think I'm dead. You know I'm back when I pick the ground red hay. When I pick the ground red hay. I am the native son. Oh, you better run. I was here before many years, had to see loved one from the trail of tears. Now it's time for all you hold dear to take a long walk on the trail of fear. Brought me pain, brought me disease. If war was on, this is my masterpiece. Think I'm gone, think I'm dead. You know I'm back when I paint the ground red. Hey, when I paint the ground red. Hey, I'm the native son.
Thank you for joining us today and for your support of Marquee Backstage All-Access. We hope you feel it was time well spent. If you want more, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Marquee Backstage for full-length television episodes, more music, photos, and lots of backstage shenanigans. And if that's still not enough, make plans to join us every Thursday night on our Marquee Backstage Facebook page for Marquee Backstage Live. Next week on Marquee Backstage All-Access, we'll honor the life and music of Brad the Dad Schultz. Tune in for his touching story and the heartfelt interviews and performances he shares with his sons, who are also well-known musicians. Now get ready for one last song from the ham-bone slapping, soul saving, guitar picking, back porch sitting Americana heroes. This is Winkle The Spirits with Waitin' in the Rain. And I'm your host, Julie Milam. I'll meet you here next week for Marquee Backstage All Access.
Where am I going? What am I to do? Was what I used to say before I met you. Times have changed as well as my thoughts. No more storms in my soul, only blue skies in my life. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sun to shine. Waiting on this heart of mine to heal. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sun to shine. Waiting on this heart of mine to heal. So now roll away the clouds, let the sun start to shine. 'Cause now's the time to live. For once I'm feeling fine. Dreaming of a day, and now it's finally here. Like the first time you held me close, and I love you in my ear. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sun to shine. Waiting on this heart of mine to heal. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sun to shine. Waiting on this heart of mine to heal. So lay it down with me, baby, and I'll stare at you as you sleep. But before I close my eyes, I'll say a prayer of thanks. 'Cause he must have heard my plea. 'Cause he must have heard my plea. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sun to shine. Waiting on this heart of mine to heal. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sun to shine. Waiting on this heart